This is Justin Bradford reporting from Bridgestone Arena, where the Nashville Predators fell 3-0 to the Anaheim Ducks in Game 3 of their opening series of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Here with Jeremy K. Gover, the Nashville Predators Radio Network. Jeremy, what did you see out of the effort tonight? Was it expected? Do you think the fans expected it at all, or the players expected it either?
You know, I don't think the fans expected it at all. I don't think the players expected it. But as Ryan Johansson told me after the game, they got beat by the better team tonight. And again, a lot of, I'm sure we'll get to this, but a lot of the absence of Craig Smith has to do with that. Real early, leaves the game, a lot of some line shuffling going on. That certainly didn't help. But at the same time, overall, the effort seemed to be there from a casual fan standpoint. And we talked several times during the game about how many pucks were in their skates or how many passes went off shin pads or whatever it is. Kind of unfortunate bounces, but at the same time, they didn't have that ferocious, relentless mentality that they had in the first two games.
The first period was certainly something different from what we've seen, more of a feeling out period. Not as many hits, not physical, less than 30 hits in this game compared to the 30, 40 plus hits that we saw in games 1 and 2. Obviously, the Anaheim Ducks trying to play a little safer game, not want to take penalties. They still took 5 penalties tonight, but it's not something you expected to see.
Yeah, they were good. They've been good the whole series. We went very good tonight, and you know, it's nothing we can do to get it back now. We got to move on and correct some things and be ready for Thursday.
Even with the power play opportunities, the Nashville Predators weren't allowed to capitalize on those like they did in game number 2. Captain Shea scored that amazing goal that we all saw in game 2, third attempt on there. Just weren't able to capitalize on power play tonight. What did you think about the overall power play units?
They went 0-for-5 on the power play tonight, and obviously that's not ideal. But at the same time, you know, they did have plenty of pressure. Several different occasions. I think there were 2 full power plays that were, you know, they were just dumped out and clear. Very not what they want, essentially. But the other 3 they had plenty of chances. They had plenty of chances on Anderson. They had plenty of chances that were just blocked in front. They had plenty of chances where they had a bad bounce or 2. So again, I liked how the power play looked for the most part, but no results, and that's the key against a team like Anaheim.
And you could really tell there was a little bit of discombobulation with Craig Smith missing, having to throw some different players in on the power play units.
He's played well, you know, for us, and then you know, but that's, you know, it's playoffs. That's, you know, that happened to them in game 1, and it's, you know, part of it. We just gotta, you know, we got enough guys to chip in and kind of shuffle them around. Everyone's played with everyone this year. You know, it's obviously no excuse.
Following the game, head coach Peter Laviolette just spoke about how they weren't getting the right opportunities, they weren't getting the right looks, and Anaheim did get all those right looks, and they capitalized on those opportunities. It just was one of those things that even though they did put up so many shots on net, there weren't quality chances for the Nashville Predators, whereas Anaheim capitalized on every opportunity they possibly could get.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fault Rene for any of the 3 goals, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not going to go through them all here, but certainly all 3 of them, looking at them in real time, and then, of course, on the replay, there's nothing he could do about any of them. So, not his fault. And again, just the Predators didn't get their own bounces tonight. The Ducks seemed to, and they put together a totally different style of game than we saw from them in the first couple games, because a lot of the after the whistle kind of trying to muck it up and just kind of get under the skin of the Predators and all that was all almost non-existent until the end when Ryan Kessler maybe took a couple shots, depending on how you look at it at the end of the game. But other than that, it was pretty a clean slate for the Ducks, which I think surprised a lot of people. And again, even though the Preds got their power play chances, they couldn't cash in.
Yeah, I think it was not a typical game for us. You know, we were slow to the mark tonight. I thought their team was quicker to the mark.
The Nashville Predators will practice Wednesday at noon here at Bridgestone Arena. And really quick, they have to bounce back Thursday night, Game 4, 7 o'clock. What do they have to do to get that victory?
I think they have to match the intensity of their first 2 games. Maybe not Anaheim's intensity, but worry more about themselves and how they played in the first 2 games of the series when they really dominated at every turn, didn't take any mess from Anaheim at all, and really just controlled the power play. They controlled the puck possession and all that, things we didn't see tonight. So I hate to make it that simple, but if they can just go back couple days to games 1 and 2, I think they'll be fine on Thursday.
And looking at it, teams that win those first 2 games on the road still usually end up winning the series. So they're still in the Predators' favor here, statistically speaking. Absolutely, right?
Absolutely. If teams that go up 2-0 in the history of the Stanley Cup playoffs have an 87.2% chance of winning the series. So obviously overwhelming favorites. But again, if you give Anaheim the Thursday night game, now all of a sudden it's a whole new series. And as Pecorine said succinctly in the last comments of his post-game press conference today, he said, now it's a series. And it is indeed.
Well, Jeremy K. Gover, Nashville Predators Radio Network. This is Justin B. Bradford from Penalty Box Radio. Thanks for tuning in.